Alright, Dilo. This thing. Oh boy. Where do I even begin with it? How do I even approach this subject and why it is so open? I think I'm just gonna go with it. Just thumb off for a second. Alright, I make your eyes purple. This is what is overpowered about it. It's purple. I don't have to interact anymore. I just only have to do this. And it's kind of like I have a rocket launcher. Imagine me having like a gun and just shooting at the enemy. That is what this is and how this feels like on the receiving end. Like you're just being shot at and you don't know how to stop that. Also, if it tries to run away, pretty much chase it. And losing it is pretty much going to be a skill issue. Which I might have, because my eyes are not the greatest. It's also why I have night vision on to highlight everything. Look at his bite speed. What are you gonna do about this? You get ambushed, you get bit in the face, bam. And then you die to poison in like, what? Less than 2 minutes? Am I that poisonous? I don't mind if it's like a little bit of a debuff you're under, where you know the way you heal? Like regen HP? Let's say you have those hallucinations, because they're cool, I love them. But they don't deal damage, they just create the diversions. They come to you and they become smoke. But no damage, right? Hear me out. But while you're purple, you should lose HP at a reversed regen rate. So if you have a certain regen rate, you heal fast or slow, then you should also be, you know. Actually, that would maybe make it problematic for niche dinosaurs. Let's just do it right across the board, I suppose. I would then take away the damage entirely from clones. Like, you still cannot see me, and you still get attacked by 4 of my copies. This also means that you don't need to do any crazy shit where you sit on a rock or whatever. It also is pointless to make Patera clones and Dino clones, because the whole point of this is to create diversions for yourself. And if you send a PT at me and a Dilo, I will bite the Dilo. Yeah, Dinosaur, midnight, let's say just at night. Getting thrown to death by these storms anyway, so it's not even far-fetched to put the conditions like this. Gotcha. Yeah, just like that. I need one lucky hit. Exactly. Here. I'm gonna just roll smoke, right? Try to fight me somehow. But I'm gonna just not interact with you anymore. I'm just gonna kill you. Oh, you found me. But guess what? Exactly. Did you heal yourself by the way?
No.
Okay. It's weird. Then I see you glow. And? Did you die? Like, I don't have to do anything. I've got hunting dogs. Did you die? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I lost you. Me as a player failed to track you. Even though you were, like, poisoned, right? So this is why I think, like, these illusions shouldn't really do damage. Instead, you should be affected by it by having this effect visually combined with another way of damage application, and I feel that should be a dot, like a damage over time thing. Like the way you regen HP when you're low, I feel that while you're purple, it should take your health away at that rate. And that could be halted if you are resting. You know, like if you beat the Dilo, you sit down, then you should be able to nerf that. Kind of like how you can nerf how much bleed does on you running versus sitting. I feel like then the Venom would be special because it would kind of work like bleed did in Legacy, where it does affect your HP. You know, but instead of bleeding out, you're just gonna lose your HP to the Venom slowly. But if they don't interact with you, then you will survive that. Let's get into the second thing with Dilo, right? What the fuck is this? What is this? I feel it should be like at best. And the way it moves and the way it takes time to turn kind of matches up in this timing, but not this. This is crazy, bro. Yeah, it's a weird ass number. It's some 0.66666 type of shit. But this thing is the spawn of the devil. That bites it up. It's actually 0.66. That's crazy. That's the fastest bite cooldown in the entire game. That needs to be nerfed. And oh boy. Let's jump to the spreadsheet. Alright, let's get into the Dilo. Alright. Let's get to the nitty gritty. This thing actually has a devilish cooldown. Not even kidding. Yeah. Okay, this has a healthy cooldown actually. Now this needs to be absolutely nerfed to 1. So we're gonna do the nerf thing again. This is what it currently is. This is what we want. At least what I want. What I think would work. Outbite. I'm gonna be nice here actually, because I think this is too slow. This deserves a 1.5. It is a little on the slow side. I don't know. Yeah, you take some, you give some. Gotta stay fair. The ability cooldown, the ability to spawn clones, that is really cool, and I don't mind it. Like the way I want to change Dilo, or would change if I were to, is by not touching this. Like you will still get your charges. Also, Turkish Delight had a fucking brilliant idea, right? Where the more HP you have, the less the Venom would affect you, but if you're low on HP, then it would affect you greatly, kinda. So to be real, if I were a dev, I would implement his idea. Because it's a brilliant fix as well. It's a lot more intelligent than what I have cooked up, that's for sure. Alright, so the cooldown being I believe 10 seconds for one's charge to come back, and I'm fine with that actually. Doesn't have one, and I'm fucking glad it doesn't. Buff needed? Oh. Yeah, none. Actually none. It doesn't need this, because if we change the way the ability works, fundamentally, you do not need to go through all this crazy shit. And I see that the devs are fixing things in a roundabout way, so let's see if we, as a player, could do a better job here. I mean, I'm gonna be so fucking fair as possible. I think that is the most important here, that any decision I make should be reasonable and aim towards a form of balance. If I made oversights, then let me know. But definitely needs a nerf here. Also, I think this is gonna be the time where we do this. I'm gonna say Bleeder Dino. Although the bleed is replaced by Venom, right? I don't think it should do bleed on its own. This should be minimal. Like, even if it bleeds, anyway, it should not bleed out. Because you have Venom. You don't need bleed. Low bleed. I don't know what it is at right now. Alright, here we get into some crazy shit. Oh, my cousin is here. Hello. Wait, I'll get him in. Let's go to EU Omni for a second. EU Omni. Yeah, he's there too. Alright. So where were we? Let me stream it again. Okay. Yeah, we're doing something. Hold on. Okay, so the Dilo is speed, right? Currently, it's sitting at 47.5. That's okay. 47.5, right? I think this is fine. Kind of needs it, because this is his biggest problem, is Carno. Actually, I'm gonna make Carno red as well, like the dinos that need a change. Carno needs a change. This needs to change. This needs to change. This needs to change. And these are just statistics. If you, yeah, you'll see. Dilo is gonna be red for real, because bro, I would make him dark red if I could. Like, this man is so, there's so many things wrong with this dinosaur right now. Because it's like a rage dinosaur the way it's operating right now. And the nerf that Dilo needs is clones no longer deal damage. Just straight up none. I've been thinking about it, I've been sugarcoating the solution, but this is just straight up my opinion. No damage at all. They should just run up to you and go up in smoke and just create a diversion for the real Dilo. Nothing more, nothing less. Now their alt bite will be faster and their normal bite will be slower, so they will have to think about what they do. They're super fast, so if shit goes wrong, they can always escape. They will survive. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is gonna be general, right? Anything can be envenomated except for another dino, like emu to venom. No. BTs can just fly, man, even if they get bit. You see what happens to birds when they get bit, they'll just fly. Yeah, not all the time, sometimes they get captured, and so do BTs. But what you're doing is like ensuring the person that catches you has you. This I must win mentality. No, what you just said has a I must win mentality. I don't want that. The I must win mentality is bullshit. I feel like good play, you get a reward. Mentality should be at play here. But if you play it horrible, and this guy gets away from you, then you want to really be able to make a mistake and then be like, oh well, he's completely crippled anyway, I should 100% win this, so you know, I can just bite this air, miss 3 more times and still get it. How much of a handicap do you need, bro? However, I just realized I also made an oversight, because that's what devs do. I first said like the HP rate thing, right? Okay. So let's run over all of this. Currently 0.6666 seconds, because that's the only way you can buy 3 times in 2 seconds, I believe. And I nerfed the clones. They no longer deal damage. Speed stays the same. Bleed very low. Like it shouldn't really bleed. The only thing it really should be doing is injecting its bleed. If you ask me like what is the purpose of the clones, then I say diversion. Because the problem is, there's no interactions going on. You just seen it, like I just sent missiles at you. I'm nowhere near you. I'm not even really playing, I'm not alert. I just feel comfortable, I feel very cozy, just in the back line, just sending my clones in. But what if they didn't deal damage?
Yeah.
It's fun that I can laugh and send them at you, like to troll you. Yeah, you need to go in and deal damage. Attacks easier, because they're creating blind spots. Because you turn around, you're like, oh, a Dilo. Oh no, it isn't. You see the headlock go to the fake Dilo. Let's see. Here, you know what? I'll give them a buff. I'll actually give them a fucking buff. Able to see your own clones. So you can actually... You see what I'm doing? But they should do this in a different way from how the victim experiences it. But unlike the victim, you won't get the clouds around, you do not get the dot damage when purple. Yeah. You do not get any of that. Because you still deal damage by putting somebody on purple with your venom. But every time you kind of bite them again, you reset the timer. Just like how you can reset a bleed. You know what I mean? So that means that if you can see your own clones and you can kind of play with them, making these diversion attacks like Naruto does, you don't need this anymore because you can do it yourself. You can coordinate with your own clones. I even will go to say that this should be even visible if you're in a pack, because currently I believe only the person who envenoms them can inflict the venom, right? But what if you all could? It's kinda cool, I'm not gonna lie. And you would be having to fuck up real hard to be bit by 6 Dilos. So it is kinda nice. It's kinda what happens when Omni jumps on you with like 4 people. And you suddenly see your HP bar disappearing, you're like, oh, hold on. Because that's also a problem that Omni has at the moment, in my opinion. Omni isn't balanced either, but it's in a very nerfed state, so it's very hard to highlight the issues with it. And when I say issues, it's a few strong points that it currently has, that it needs to be taken away from it. But it has a lot of things that are currently nerfed that need to be returned to it. before the Dino is functional. But we'll get into that in a bit. Able to see your own pack's clones. I suppose you just see like purple holograms or something. I don't know. I'm not good at visualization, so I leave this to the person who does the visualization for the owl itself, because he does an amazing job, and I'm gonna keep doing an amazing job. And then the interactions, I feel, should deal damage over time when somebody is purple, and based on the movement, if it's sitting, resting, sprinting, the venom should be more severe or less severe on doing that dot damage. And the damage it does should be based on a difference in weight between the Dilo in whatever stage of its life and the victim in whatever stage of its life. It also puts them in a spot in the island where they have things they can eat and things they should fear. Because right now Dilo can body everything except for Crocs. They do lose against Carno, but that's the only one. Kind of is good for the Herrera, because it doesn't straight up die from one clone. I bet they like 2 clones, 3 clones and it dies. I don't know how much they buffed it though. I'm gonna look at Hera in a bit and it's gonna be, oh boy. I only have one Dino currently that is green. Like, I deem this one correctly configured. It doesn't need a change. It does well. This thing actually needs buffs and a tiny ass nerf, so I don't like it either at the moment. So let's say that red represents nerf, right? Let's make a color that represents buffing. What color do you think is good? Let's say blue. Man deserves a blue beat. Green is just, you're good. And red is like, you need a nerf, or something needs to change about this. Rework, whatever. Alright,